There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV.
There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV, dedicated to Nate via the Patreon. He's asked for Bitter Priest, Stained Glass even. My apologies. Beyond the Realms of Death is an incredibly metal title. This was put out in 78, I think. So this is ahead of its time. This is setting the foundation of what was to come. 4.3 million views. This has got to be a good one. Let's find out. It's a long one as well. That's 6 minutes 50. Longest track on the record, I think. No, Fire Burns Below. Last track is the longest. One of the best guitar solos ever written by any band. This is going to be crazy. This was the song played at my best friend's funeral in '84 by his request. He was a screaming eagle. He was served in Vietnam. He was 28 years old at death. Rest in peace. 28 years old is no age to go, is it? And wow, priest at the funeral, eh? Oh, it's a ballad. Wonderful use of harmonics. Come on. Come on. Some sustain there, eh? Great guitar solo. It was more so the length of the guitar solo than the actual content of the guitar solo. Because there was, if you look at the guitar solo as poetry in motion, yes, in its own musical sense, as far as the notes and the intervals and the phrasing and so on and so forth, that solo needed the space it was given. Because, you know, 8 bars in, 16 bars in, you're thinking, all right. But then as we continue dragging it out and out and out, and I'm not saying dragging in a negative way, dragging it out to sort of give these notes more sense and clarity in the grand scheme of things, it started to become more full and more whole as you start to take it from section A all the way to the end of the solo at section B. That might make no sense whatsoever, right? But when you're not cramming shred into 8 bars of music, and you're actually going for a little more of a soulful number, actually taking your phrasing a little more seriously and having a little more feel and a little more investment into your note choice and your vibratos and your sustaining of your notes and so forth, you need space. You need musical space. You need time to allow it to mature and to make sense. All of the greatest guitar solos of all time, your Comfortably Numbs, your Stairways to Heavens, and so forth. It's not shred in 16 seconds, in 16 bars. It's given room so you can really involve yourself into it and invest into what's going on. And that provided it right there, really good. Right length of time. I'd have it all the way to the end of the song. That guitar solo. Metallica tones on that guitar right now. Very nice. Great song, great ballad. I can see why it's got the view count. Let me tell you something. The song title of this reminded me of something. If you're into metal, now don't get me wrong. If you're an old head, it might be a bit too far off for you lot. If you're just into like your classic sounds. But there's a band called Sacrilege, or at least there was a band called Sacrilege from Birmingham, UK. From Birmingham, and they did a record called Behind the Realms of Madness. Okay, Behind the Realms of Madness. If you're into like metal, but crossed over with hardcore punk, so it's sort of like DB-esque, DB thrash metal, really, with a great production. We got a woman on the vocal, absolutely ripping riffs, and just a great record overall. Check out that Sacrilege. Behind the Realm of Madness. Behind the Realms of Madness. It was put out in 1985. I know I'm just plugging a random record now, but it makes sense because, you know, there's a correlation. Maybe not directly, but of course, Priest laid the foundation prior to this record coming out. So Sacrilege behind the Realms of Madness. A record that's way ahead of its time, in my personal opinion, as far as the intensity and the extremity of the metal sound they produced on that record, infused with punk. We got Hero's End coming up next, alright? Track number 9. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Chewy's Black Friday deals have...
Yes, now.